Address corruption, wasteful spending in your government. Northern Elders Forum tells Tinubu, review their next action. The Northern Elder Forum NEF has decried President Bola Tinubu-led administration's indifference to the suffering of the Nigerian people occasioned by bad policies, leading to the devaluation of naira and unbearable cost of living. Describing as disheartening to witness the disconnection between the reality on the ground and the actions of political leaders, the forum lamented that Nigerians could no longer feed themselves, while the political class were living large to the detriment of the poor. In a statement on Wednesday by the Director of Publicity and Advocacy, spokesperson Abdulaziz Suleiman, NEF said the steady increase of food prices had led to widespread hunger and malnourishment in the country. He said it is disheartening to witness this disconnect between the reality on the ground and the actions or lack thereof of our leaders. While millions of Nigerians are struggling to put food on the table and make ends meet, those in power seem to be living in isolation of denial. This indifference to the suffering of the people they are meant to serve is deeply troubling. The consequences of this unchecked, the rise in inflation are devastating for ordinary Nigerians. Families are finding it increasingly difficult to afford necessities as the prices of essential commodities such as rice, beans, and cooking oil continue to skyrocket. This dire situation has resulted in a rise in malnutrition, particularly among children, as families are faced to prioritize their limited resources. Moreover, the impact of inflation extends beyond the realm of food prices. Small businesses are now struggling to survive as the cost of raw materials and transportation continues to rise. Unemployment rates are soaring as companies are unable to sustain their operations amidst mounting expenses. This vicious cycle of inflation and economic deadline is pushing our nation further into poverty and despair. In light of those challenges, we demand urgent measures from the government to address the crisis before it plunges the nation into greater conflict and the chaos. The welfare of its citizens must be prioritized and policies must be implemented to alleviate the burden of inflation. This includes increasing agricultural productivity, investing in infrastructure to reduce transportation costs, and implementing social safety nets to support the most vulnerable members of the society. Additionally, it is imperative that the government takes decisive steps to curb corruption and wasteful spending. The mismanagement of public funds only exacerbates the inflationary pressure and erodes the trust of the people. Transparency, accountability must be upheld at all levels of government to restore confidence in our leadership. The unchecked rise in inflation in Nigeria is a pressing issue that demands immediate attention and action. The government must acknowledge the suffering of its citizens and implement effective policies to alleviate the burden of inflation. By prioritizing the welfare of its people, curbing corruption, and promoting transparency, Nigeria can overcome this crisis and pave the way for a brighter future. It is time for our leaders to rise to the occasion and address the challenges facing our nation. These people have refused to come to reality. that Nigerians are going through tough time. They are busy, accusing opposition parties for orchestrating protests. Nigerians who are protesting of hunger and insecurity. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu government are now saying that his opposition party, now then they cause them, now then they ask Nigerians, make them come talk, say that they're hungry. Is that one making sense? You have to understand the reality is very clear. Nigeria has collapsed. You understand? Nigeria, as it is right now, has collapsed. The worst part of it is that this inflation, the way the prices of things are going in the market, if you buy something now 2,000 naira, tomorrow go back, that thing you are going to get it for 5,000. You see, it's just too much. Hunger is too much. People are now going to bed without food. That one even they one side. Kidnappers are now knocking on your door to carry families. So you see, the country now is now just porous everywhere. These are the people who said they know how to run the government. I am just watching these people. They say President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is going to be the best president of Nigeria. They are still telling us to be patient. That is working. You understand? He knows what he's doing. Exactly what they did during Muhammad Buhari time. When things get worse, people are now saying, resign or go beg. We not understand the one when you did. Northerners are saying, no, he not go resign. In fact, he go finish him. He go finish in tenure. Even APC, they tell us, he knows what he's doing. He is coming. He is already coming. Until he left office, he never came. That is it. They don't start again. Anybody when won't work. Now the beginning like this, now they say, how could you, on your inauguration day, without implementation, you just come out and say, no, fuel subsidy is over. Fuel subsidy is gone. And you did not make any preparation on ground. Tell me how people will survive it. Naira is nothing again. $1 is now being sold in the black market for 1,500. Okay, tell me how people go to survive this. They might not know what Nigerians are going through because they have enough money to spend. Imagine somebody who is receiving 50,000 naira. Somebody is still receiving 20,000. Someone is still receiving 15,000 naira. Tell me how people will survive. Civil servants, you can't even pay your children's school fees. School fees don't go high. Imagine when you are receiving 80,000 naira or 120 or let's say 150 for senior civil servants, and your child's school fees is peaking 280,000, 300,000. We are not talking about accommodation. We are not talking about textbooks. Tell me how people will survive this current condition. People who are there supporting this, who are they see and so. They say this policy, he knows what he's doing. I think we don't say it now. I am not against anybody, but we just have to tell ourselves the truth. They ask this question. Shey Hausa people, the northerners, now the same amount when they buy fuel, now everybody they buy. Abi Yoruba, the same amount when Igbo people they buy fuel, now we they buy. Abi Igbo, the same amount Hausa and the Yoruba they buy fuel. This one in Nigeria, now all of us they buy. It's high time we use our sense. Stop allowing politicians to manipulate you because of what they are going to give you at that instant. I remember what Peter Obi said. I'm not saying Peter Obi would have been the best president, or he won't have been the best president. I just remember his word. He said, "See, can't you forget about this what is it called? This quick money now. This money that you are going to get now. Can't you just forget about it? Bear. It is better you bear this instant, whatever you are going to get, so that you can enjoy lasting peace." It's happening. They don't give you 50,000 naira. You don't go scatter polling units. You don't go change results. The money never finish. You never begin suffer. And we there here. Abeg, make I drop am for you. Nigerians just shout up and down. Everywhere don't scatter. The country sef don't scatter. The